Thank you all for joining us today on another Stay Hustling podcast episode. Today we have a very special guest, one of my favorite UFC fighters. Just had one of the best performances. Merab, thank you for joining us, man. I really
Thank you for
appreciate it.
having me,
Thank
guys.
you.
And as always, my co-host Hera. We'll kind of get started, man. What made you fall in love with fighting? What made you fall in love with MMA? What made you say, you know what? I want to go ahead and start this.
So I born in Georgia, and in Georgian people we are fighters, and we used to be in a war, and we are warriors, because we have a small country, and we used to attack from other countries, like time and time, like Mongolia, Turkey, and like big countries used to come and take over, and we always used to defend our family, country, and everything. Even last time we had war, it was 2008, Russia, with Russia, and then before with Russia again. And so we're still in war,
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in the street outside. I used to be fighting,
Yeah.
but I started judo when I was like 12. And after that, I stopped fighting in the street, and I wasn't fighting anymore. School, I was professional athlete, like I was just training. I have a goal to become Olympic champion. But yeah, 2008, uh, the in a judo federation they changed the rule. You cannot grab the leg anymore, like with the hand. That was
Okay.
my favorite move.
Yeah.
And it was hard. Like that time, I was thinking, should I stop? Should I continue? I love sport, and I was trying same time doing sambo. I was doing okay, but sambo not a big sport, and I was thinking to go army, to have a like army career, come officer, like just to. I'm a very patriot, and to like just if my country needs help, if war
That's
happen
awesome, man.
again, and
Yeah.
and so at least I can be, army, and
Helping your country.
Mhm.
right, exactly. So, but then like I see the banner in the street. They was looking for fighters. Like it was some event, and they need the volunteer fighters. Like, and I just if you have a background, any like martial arts or any wrestling, you can just fight. I signed it, and then my opponent was like karate guy, and then I smoked the guy, and then because I know wrestling, and I was fighting from the
Yeah.
instinct, like every
Every move you
man,
knew.
Yeah.
every man or even woman has instinct fight, right? Like
Reflexes,
yeah, but like I have a wrestling judo background, so. And when I was throwing this guy down, and like the people was going crazy, and that time I realized that was my sport. I find it myself, and I realized that with this I can go far, and I can really represent my country or myself with this sport. And yeah, since then I started training in MMA. I moved away. I moved to. I win like 10 fights in Georgia. I moved United States, and it was a hard time. I realized I was nothing here, and
It must have been hard, right?
it was hard, man. I cannot even find a gym, MMA gym to training that time. Like wasn't social media big. I was living in New York, but there is around me there wasn't nothing like a good gym, MMA gym, and I cannot even get fights. And I have to start working construction, and like first year I wasted. After first year, I find the MMA gym. They give me finally. So before I find my gym, I find some boxing gym. I was
Oh,
fighting
okay.
boxing, kickboxing, but now it's different sport, and
Yeah, it
it
is
was
a
hard,
different
man.
sport, different
That's hard.
stance and everything, right?
I was fighting boxing in Golden Glove actually, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So you have a good boxing background. I mean, I do see
Not
it in your
good,
fights,
but
but
like because I have a good cardio, I was pressuring, and then yeah, and I make a semi-final, but and then I cut weight. I go, and they said, "Oh no, we find that your fights YouTube, like the fights from Georgia, and like some amateur fights, and some like this. I have a belt, and I was fighting without shin pads or without nothing."
oh, I see what they're saying. So they're
Yeah,
like,
but yeah, but like I was still amateur. I don't have official record or
you didn't have
something.
professional
Mhm.
records, so
I
there
don't
was no
have.
reason for them to stop you.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, and it's especially because they saw my cauliflower ear, and they whatever, so and they kicked me out from there. I was heartbroken, and after this, I fought a couple times kickboxing, and so and then yeah, that was it.
Nice. Um, you know, how long are your training camps usually? How long are they?
I like to training always,
Oh, okay.
always. Pretty much nothing changed when they give me fights. I always try to train, but only it's hard after my fight. It's hard to go back to gym, especially late couple times. Like now, after fight, um, to answer your question, so I'm always trying to do my best
Be
training
ready
my
all the time.
yeah, be ready, like I
Mhm.
don't training camp, I don't change much, I try to go two times a two times I try to training two times in a
A
day.
day.
Yeah, and
Yeah, no,
then
that's awesome, man.
yeah, and then I try to do my best, to get better and then learn so much. And I'm one of those guys that who I try to in gym just learn, maybe take a loss, tap, uh, and but in the fight I go then I fight hard. Understand?
Yes.
What I really like about your story is that you have a really crazy backstory, fighting in the streets of Georgia, things
Yeah.
like that. And like for you to come from like, from down here to be all the way up here where you are now, like it's crazy to hear. It
That's
makes me
awesome.
happy because it made anyone is possible
And
and
it's
capable of doing
Hundred,
inspiring.
things like
It's
that.
100%,
inspiring.
brother, 100%. I born in a village and like I had, I mean, that time everybody in my country was like we was coming from war. Like when I born 1991, it was war, and actually when we left Soviet Union, and then and then we started growing as a country. Like like we was connecting all these 16 countries or something like, and we started growing as a independent country, and it was like no lights, no electricity, like no gas.
Wow.
um yeah, like then everybody lost their jobs in capital city, everybody moved to in a village, and village also you have chickens and you have cows and like this, just you make your own food. But
Mm-hmm.
it's hard life, you need the clothes,
It
you need
is.
something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was hard life, so and I grew up in village, and I moved capital city. After even capital city it was hard, country was growing. And yeah, I really coming from nothing, but like once I start training and I came, I have some goals, and I came hard worker, and like working, put me here where I am now.
I
That's
love to
awesome.
hear that.
It's
Thank
very inspiring. Not everybody has that in them, right? Not everybody wants to go out there, and you prove that.
you.
You
Yeah,
wanted to go ahead and
thank
do
you.
better.
Mm-hmm.
To
And
do this, and key is just work, and then when you work, you will come strong. Experience will come, and you so many doors will open, and then you have to be right time right where always. If you don't
always,
do nothing, stay home, nothing's gonna come to you.
you guys hear to
Opportunity. Yeah,
hear, you got to stay active.
exactly.
What's the process of getting signed to the UFC? How was that when you got signed? What emotions did you feel when you heard, you know what, Merab, we want you here?
Yeah, it wasn't like this easy, man. It's never easy to go UFC. Maybe
Yeah,
not
never
every
is.
good fighter go UFC. There
Mm-hmm.
is so many other good fighters, but they dream to go UFC. It's only like lucky fighters, or you have to be talented, but doesn't mean that you may be good, but you go UFC. So
Mm-hmm.
what happened was, when I started my pro career, I finally started training, but same time I was working, and I lost my first fight. I'm like, I started like official. That was my first fight. But I have like so many fights before, but
Mm-hmm.
official that was my. And like to go UFC, you need to have a clean record, like maybe 10-0 or something
Yeah,
to UFC interesting to sign you. So I came back after the break, and I don't lost the fight until I get UFC. But to get UFC also, that was I was right time right where, because I was fighting a Ring of Combat organization. I came champion there, but it was still a dream to go UFC. You still UFC that time it was like fights once in a month, and all famous fighters, and to
yeah.
get there it was hard. Yeah, there's so many guys outside, they want to go
They're
UFC.
hungry too, right? They
Yeah,
want to
but
go ahead and beat you to that
yeah,
spot.
exactly. And then to like it was hard to sign UFC. And so what happened was, then now I had some YouTube like show, like looking for a fighter. So he traveled the world, and he goes like watch the fights. like some big organizations, and then he pretty much know who he will look and who will he sign. Whatever. Usually he always usually he likes to watch champions and somebody good records and somebody. So what happened was my opponent was Rufian Stoltz. That time he was undefeated.
Wow.
Yeah, never lost before, and they recommend to Dana White, come on, bro, you have to sign this guy UFC. He's a killer. He never lost, and he's all American wrestling champion. He's and so he was so good. And then I would say, you know what? I'm going to New Jersey, Atlantic City. I'm gonna watch some fights. Maybe let's make this guy Rupion to fight a champion over there, and I'm sure he's gonna beat the champion. And then I will sign like this because like it was show. Let me show his fight in real, and then if he wins, and of course I'm gonna sign him. And I was big underdog. I was supposed to lose because everybody was thinking
Everyone was against you.
Yeah.
Everyone was, and everything was in favor against you.
Realistic, yeah, that guy was really good.
Mhm.
I was good fighter, but maybe that time not this level or like So, anyways, and but that was my chance. I was fighting very good guy. If I lost, nobody gives a shit about me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
but
that's
if
how
I
you felt.
win, then wow, then I get then it's attention and
Mhm.
wow, this guy, who is this guy? Let me, if I beat this guy, doesn't matter how, I will sign UFC because the guy was.
So there was a lot of pressure on you at the time.
Yeah, a lot of pressure at the same time freedom because I don't have nothing to lose. I have to go and do my
Yeah.
best,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was so like motivated, and because I was so tired of working construction and training after,
Yeah.
I wanted to go UFC. I wanted to quit my job, And so fight starts, and 15 seconds in, I knocked this guy out like cold. Like, he went down, and like I go down to punch his face, but I see he was out. He was gone.
Oh, so he was
Dang.
already out at the
And
time.
then I'm like, this hand, I stop it, and I'm like, oh my! I was so happy because I changed my life. Because I knew that from there, everything. So and then and I finished. I was happy, and then I it came Lakero. He said, "Congratulations, you are in UFC." So that's how I
awesome.
go UFC.
That's awesome. That's
So-
a
Heck
story to tell,
yeah,
The odds are against you, right? And you're all like, you know what? I have to make something happen out of this. And you made it happen. And you made it because you were hungry to go ahead and be on there.
yeah, changed my life, man.
Destiny for sure was on your side. I can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Right, but if anybody wants to check this episode, it's on YouTube. Like looking for a fight. So then I was looking for a fight.
Yeah.
YouTube, they can check. It's fun one. It's like 30 minutes YouTube. Like
That's awesome.
Yeah,
We'll
they can
definitely have to
see.
check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You had one of the best UFC performances of the year this year.
yeah,
And again, the odds were against you, but you came out there against Peter Yan and you beat him at his own game, which was grappling. And you have the record now for 49 attempts of takedowns in UFC. How does that feel, man? How did it feel when you went in there and you just went ahead and did your thing and overcame everything?
right now it feels normal, but Peter Yan is really great fighter, and then I have so much respect as a fighter to him. He was champion, and yeah, that was tough challenge.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't want to fight him because the only guy that I don't want to fight him before because everybody's good, but he was really good. He's looking killer, but he's from Russia,
Yeah.
And then like this is competition, this is sport, but like because of Russia occupied my country, like all my people like in sport they try to me too, so in war we cannot beat Russia, because Russia is big and they destroy us. They take our 20% off, right? Our territory 20% they occupied us in the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Russian government. But like when every time we have like competition with sports, every time we beat, we are so happy, Same
Yeah.
thing, if I have to fight Russian guy, I have to win. If
Yeah.
I lost, I have to kill myself because what I'm saying, like I don't want to like disappointed my people and myself, you know.
So and basically, it's not really like a fight. It's more like a fight between countries. Kind of like.
Bro, yeah, exactly.
So there's a
Because
lot of tension
a lot
between
of
the
pressure,
people.
man.
Yeah.
Because before that, I fought Jose Aldo. He's like he win belt so many times in
Yeah.
UFC.
Mhm.
He's
Jose
legend.
Aldo. Yep.
But
Of
if I
course.
lost against him, it's nothing pressure
Not a big
because
deal.
no big deal because it's a fight. You know, you may lose, may win, but you know if I win, it's good for me. Sorry for you, but whatever. If you win, God bless you. You know,
Yeah.
it's good for your family. You beat me. You better man today. You know, you better than me. You know,
May
it's
the
okay. Move
better
on.
man win.
I will learn. I will take a lesson from that, and I will continue. Lives continue, right? It's nothing, but that was a little bit special.
Yes, I remember watching the
Yeah.
weigh-ins and
Yeah.
the way that you pushed it and you chased him right after. You were ready to go get him right
No,
after.
actually, what happened was, yeah, like I tell you, when they give me this fight, I was usually when I have a fight, I don't care. It's a fight, and I sleep very good, like
Yeah.
always. But all like these 2 months I wasn't sleeping good, man, because I was thinking this guy, man, this guy is killer. I have to fight him. I have to win, you know.
Yeah.
I have to win because like I said, to those other guys, I don't care. It's good, like it's I don't care, you know.
This had a deeper meaning though.
Mhm.
Right. So and then also this guy a little bit bully, you know, like always
Yes.
every time we saw he always tried to bully us, you know.
Yeah.
And then he called me like we met in Abu Dhabi. He called me, "You are zero." Like I'm like,
I remember watching that video. You're like, what?
Yeah, I was laughing because that like in like that week he has a fight and I don't wanna like take his moment. I don't wanna fight him. I don't wanna tell him that I just left, you know, okay, you call
Yeah.
me zero, it's okay. I mean I know I don't that was his moment, you know, I don't wanna like do anything bad to
Distract him
yeah,
from his
right,
fight.
like this.
That's awesome, man. That's
So okay, so what I was saying, I was nervous, right? And then the weight cut is hard always. I was focused of make weight. I make weight, and then it's finally face off, right? We eat a little bit, drink a little bit. We okay, we come a little bit, and then so now we have face off, and then yeah, he punched me or like catch my toe,
yeah. He
and
kind of like went like
yeah,
this with his
yeah,
hand.
and then that time I'm like, okay, tomorrow I will see you tomorrow. He make me more relaxed, you know. I say, okay, this guy is really stupid. This guy make the big mistake, you know,
Mhm.
because
When you do
why
that, you're nervous, right? That's what it indicates.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to be bully, you know, whatever. And then he was keep talking, and he can't. The security take him, and then he was keep talking, and I'm like, bro, come here. And then he don't wanna come. He was talking from far. I'm like, that's why I was like walking to chase him. And yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. Well, more of kind of like a saying, but
yeah,
so there's in the population of Georgia, there's 3.8 million people, right?
yeah.
And I feel like you as a UFC fighter, you're like the main, you're like a star in your country, right? And like, what does that make you feel like being the main face of your country?
Um, it's a good question. Yeah, like so. Yeah, everybody knows me really because like it's a big deal every time I have a fight.
Yeah.
Our Georgian guy Merab, he's fighting in US against somebody former champion or whoever it is. It's a big deal, you know. Every time I win, they show me in national TV. I'm in like social media, Facebook, like most of the time. Like, that's what my people use most of the
Yeah.
time. Like,
Mhm.
they're not a big in Twitter or Instagram, but I'm all over the place. Everybody post about me and like newspaper or like
Wow.
everywhere, bro. It's like
That's
even like
crazy.
people here in US, like the people knows me who watch UFC or young people knows me,
Mhm.
but in my country, like even
Everyone
all
knows.
ladies or whatever, because everybody, you know, what I'm saying
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's all over, you know.
Cause I know there's another, cause I watch a lot of soccer. There's a
Yeah.
soccer player that's breaking the
I know
news too.
Rui
Kivicha
Chakwat,
Kvaratskhelia.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he has a lot of support too.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. You too, the face of the
Yeah.
country.
Mhm.
And
Feels great, man. It's like a big responsibility, and that's what motivates me to like to do my best because
you have 3.8 million people on your
yeah, we
back.
are small country, but we are really like good people, you know. We
Really supportive, huh?
yeah, yeah. And then yeah, we are hard workers, man, and just small country and like not rich country, but we have a
Yeah.
big heart, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you
No,
guys
yeah,
are
and that's all
happy.
that
You know?
matters.
That's all that matters. You know, that
Yeah.
is all that matters. You know, that's a big thing as well, you know, just how you mentioned, you know. My next question for you is, do you see yourself moving up in weight? Do you want to move up in weight, or do you want to
Uh,
stay at that weight class anytime
no, I
soon?
wish I can, but thing is, so we all cut much as we can. So I don't know if you know this way. I mean, you do boxing, you
Yeah.
know this how, but I will explain for people, you know.
Yeah.
So, do you know these weight cuts? Like how why we do weight cuts?
Not necessarily, but I'd like
Yeah.
an explanation.
So we have a 7 weight class, right? So and so like I weigh now like 155 to 160 at my highest, right?
That's
So
what you walk at.
my working weight. So if I fight my natural weight like now 155 when I'm good shape, so the whoever fights in 155 they cutting weight from 185 like to
Yes.
Dang.
yeah like
20,
to
30 pounds.
180 to 175 they all so they cut so and then when I make weight the next day the guy will eat
Eat
and everything and so when you have a day before and then next day he will be bigger than me. So professional when you're fighting like 15 minutes or 25 minutes it's a big difference than the guy been training years and now he was training for you for to beat you up 3 months and of course his size is matter. It's
Mhm.
not this way his street doesn't really matter but because
Yeah.
nah, yeah, whatever. So and that's why this way and also we have like a ranking so now I cut my maximum like 20 pounds and that's why I'm fighting 135. So this is the hardest, but fighting is nothing. Fighting is just fun.
The,
It's
Weight
like
cutting the
cutting.
weight is the hardest part of it.
that's hard.
It's
And
like weight draining, right?
yeah, and what is hard also to stay healthy, not get injured when you training camp, and so so you don't want to like this happens, like
Yeah, I was
Other
about
parts
to,
of training too is training your nutrition, right? Like, do you ever like want to eat like something like really badly, like, oh, like I really want this, but you can't?
See, thing is, so what I do is I kind of cut like old school like weight. Usually the like new way is like when they have a fight, like last 2 3 months they have a strict diet. They weigh like food what they eat. They know they eat specific. I cannot do this. I'm not like this much discipline. Or it's so hard, man.
it's
to do it.
hard, yeah.
It's hard to do it. So and then once I start diet, I feel like weak. I need to eat bread or I need to eat cake or I need sometimes I
Mhm.
sleep late and you know what I'm saying? Like I have to eat.
Yeah.
I don't like to like check everything. So I'm very, very wild, I'm very so what I do is I try my best always to eat clean, like not drinking soda or like not try to not eat like crazy. I like ice cream, cakes and like
Yeah.
this, but like
Very
that's-
minimal.
yeah, like be smart.
Yeah.
But and then the week before fight, that's where I start strict diet. I almost pretty much stop eating, stop drinking, and kill myself, running, sweating. And when you don't eat, and then you sweat, and then that's where you cut weight. And then like the last days, I don't get any sleep, and like all night I'm just dead, waiting, and morning I have to check weight, and since I check weight, and I can start a little bit drinking, little bit start fruit, eat fruit like a watermelon, like like a blueberry,
Hmm.
and like things like that. Because if you eat chicken, your stomach is
Too heavy.
Too heavy,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so yeah. That's so I don't know what was the question.
Basically weight class, you know.
Yeah, weight class.
Yeah.
So
You want to stay at 135.
no, I
just-
cannot move up because the whoever are in 145, they are bigger guys,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
then it's gonna be
Weight-
I can beat a lot of guys, but I to my chance to come champion, it's not big.
Yeah, that
but
makes sense.
The more smart will be if I be strict and then I cut. Instead, I cut 20 pounds now. If I cut 30 pounds, then I can make 125. go
Mm,
down. But I'm
125.
doing very good on my weight
Yeah,
class.
you
It's
are.
only
You
only
are.
thing is like I am sure that's why you ask me because of my friend Aljamain Sterling is champion here.
Correct.
I'm
Yeah.
not fighting him. Everybody knows
Yeah.
because we are best friends. But
Mhm.
That's your brother, right? You
yeah,
can't
yeah,
fight
brother.
someone that it's like you and me, right? We would
Mhm.
never do that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We would never.
Maybe. How about if I give you 100,000?
You know what? On that
Yeah,
note, I'm
I'd
beating
take
your
it.
ass. No, I'm just kidding. Nah,
Yeah.
I would never.
So,
Some things are loyalty.
yeah,
Loyalty is big for me,
100%.
and I admire that you did that. Even when people come out and say I don't know why they don't, I see why, because brotherhood and friendship goes 1,000 miles longer than anything else. So
I agree, brother.
how
Yes.
how is it training with Aljamain Sterling? He just got done beating Henry Cejudo, and
Yeah.
that was
He's very good and he's very he's very smart, very strong, and uh, uh, yeah, he's very disciplined too. When he trainings, he's very disciplined. It's always fun with training with him. And he's a great guy. Also, he always honest. He's funny. He
yeah,
jokes.
Oh yeah.
Always. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. He's funny, and I love him, man. And
yeah.
so um, it's good.
He's a great guy,
Yeah.
definitely. And to kind of finish that topic, we were watching the fight and
Mhm.
we see you put Sugar Shane O'Malley's jacket on. And I
Yeah.
kid you not, literally 5 seconds later we go on Twitter. Everything's going
Yeah,
crazy.
It's
They're
going
like,
it's
crazy
Marab
crazy.
about
just
that.
threw on the jacket.
Yeah,
That was a funny time. Do you still have that jacket, by the way?
I do have a jacket,
Yeah.
but so that jacket. Then now I told me he was like the Sean Shelby. It's no O'Malley was crying, and I give him, and he stay naked.
Yeah.
He don't have like t-shirts. I give him back, but
Yeah.
now I have a jacket.
Yeah, there we go. And
Yeah.
will we be seeing that fight soon with you and Sugar
So
Shane?
the thing is, he's fighting Aljo. He's fighting my friend now,
Aljamain Sterling
and
first.
Aljo will finish him. And yeah, if O'Malley wants fight after, of course, man.
You finish him again, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Round two, round two.
Round two, yeah, definitely. No, that was crazy. That was a crazy moment because I
Yeah.
just remember you seeing on the top of the cage
Yeah.
flexing and everything. And I was like,
Yeah, I was
damn.
joking. I just have a good time there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
you see Twitter, everything went crazy. No, that's a good matchup. My next question for you, and this is one of my biggest ones. We watch UFC throughout the years. We go ahead and see all these fighters. Who was the fighter that touched you the most as far as your heart goes and like made you want to be great? Who was the best fighter that you ever saw fight in UFC history?
So, uh, GSP George St. Pierre is the
That's a
goat,
very
man.
good pick.
He was like very disciplined. He was very high level fighter, and yeah, he was the goat. Yeah. But
GSP.
but I was training also with Chris Weidman and
Mm.
Aljamain Sterling. He was my friend, my training partner, and I see how he wins CFFC belt and he signed UFC. He was doing good, and Alaya Quinta, my teammate, and
yeah.
Matt Serra, also my coach.
Oh, you have a
So
couple legends in
yeah,
there,
yeah.
huh?
So we're a small team,
Yeah.
but
Small team, but you guys are
yeah,
powerful.
yeah, yeah.
That's
So
that's a
yeah,
stacked team right there. No, that's
so
amazing.
yeah.
How's your hand doing? I see it's
Yeah, I
doing
did.
better.
Yeah, I did surgery on this hand, and every day it feels better. Now I move fingers and everything. So,
Okay. That's good.
but if I move this, painful because
The
I have a
wrist.
big cut, and so I'll be back in a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah. You
Training.
you fighting at the end of this year again, or you?
I believe so, and I want to. Yeah, 100%. I will. I will.
We'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
We want you
Mhm.
to know that. And kind of to finish this off. In 5 years, where do you want to see yourself from now? No, where do you?
Fighting, man. I love fighting. And yeah, I just wanna. I'm young. I'm hungry, and UFC is a big organization, and I want to be there. And I wanna. Every time I fight there, I represent my country, my people. I do a lot of great things, and inspire young kids. And I just wanna do my best and let's keep fighting.
Keep finding.
Whatever I'll be champion or not, I just wanna do my best,
Mhm.
just because this is the best, man. Other like all other things, it's good fun, but Uh,
You wanna
yeah, I want to do
keep
my best.
going.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
that's
hope
all
to
that
see you
matters.
champion very soon.
I
It
do
make me
too.
happy because
I
I'd be like,
appreciate it.
I got to talk with the one and only Merab.
Yeah,
Thank you, bro.
I really
Mhm.
appreciate it, and yeah, man, we can't wait to see your next fight, and we will be there. I promise you that.
Mhm.
Thank you all for tuning in today. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you again, Merab. I
Thank you,
really
Merab.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And guys, make sure subscribe this channel and comment and like.
Thank
Let's
you.
go. See you later.
Thank you, Merab.
Let's go,
Appreciate it.
guys.